Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. My name is Emmanuel. I am with the Delaware Developmental Disabilities Council. Today I am here for a super exciting video with Derek George, Denise McMillan and Marcella Saborio. Did I say that right?
Saverio. That was
Saborio.
close.
Close enough, close enough, close enough. Thank you all for being here. I am super excited about this. And before I get into why we are here, I want to thank you all for joining me this morning for this super exciting video and really a time to connect with the community and call them to action. You guys have a super exciting project going on that I am eager to talk about. So I can't wait till we get into that. Before we get into that, Derek, if you could really give a little bit of your background and who's doing the who came up with this idea for the project and go from there.
Thank you, Emmanuel, and thank you for having me and Denise, Marcel. It's good seeing you. So my name is Derek George, and I am the chair of the Developmental DDC's Policy and Law Committee, as well as a council member. This project, this this project really came out of just a collaborative effort amongst all of us in the group. This Disability Pride Day, in this virtual version, as just kind of a reflection of our current state of things. We had many different, we were kind of grappling with many different ways that we could present this, and we came up with a really cool way of presenting it in video form. And it's all about, what is disability pride? What does it mean to us? And we are really calling on the community, disability community, for them to share their stories and introduce themselves and bring a certain level of uniqueness to this project, bring a multitude of voices so that people can hear what we have
Wow,
to say.
you got me just by the title of what you guys are doing. You know, you care about pride and so many different other things, and I think disability pride, from my experience and what I know, sometimes gets lost. You know, hidden, not talked about, or more importantly, embraced. And Marcella, from what I understand, you're the contractor who has been tasked to take, ideas and that the committee has came up with it. Derek says they grappled back and forth a little bit to figure out a way to pull this thing virtually because of the state that we're in with the pandemic. But we know, especially the DD Council doesn't stop. Work doesn't stop. So you guys had to figure out a way to pull that magical energy. How do we put it on the screen and really connect with the community? So I know you're not done yet, but kudos to you for figuring out a way to make this work. So can you give a little bit of your role and some of the ideas and how you got to really what's the work like to take that work and say, here's what the committees want. How do we bring that to fruition? And what do they want?
Yeah. Well, first, I want to also welcome everyone that's watching. And I am so honored and proud to be working with Derek and Denise, as well as Kristen Harvey, who is the executive director for DDC. We were very excited and hopeful that we would be able to do this as an in-person festival. And it was a little bit of a hard pill to swallow that we wouldn't be able to see all the community together in this celebration. But as we put our brains together and really put our thoughts of how can we do this in the environment that we're in, we did take it to the idea of let's do it through videos. Let's take everything that we wanted people to experience in person, all the different aspects, and have it reflected. And so we're very excited that we put together 10 different categories that really celebrates all aspects from, what is it like to be a teenager? What is it like to be in love and dating? And, what really are the pet peeves? And Derek and Denise, we'll start putting out little teasers about what that's going to be about. But we're really, really excited about where this is going to be heading. And we're hoping that people will stay tuned because our videos are going to be appearing in various platforms, including WBOC. We have a Spanish segment's going to be Hoy in Delaware. We have DETV, and we've got other plans for other platforms that we hopefully can use, including Manuel yours, if you're willing to showcase that. So even though we're not able to be in person this year, we really are excited about what we can do through these videos. And with this, we are definitely asking, and Derek and Denise are going to be talking more about it, about how can the community participate in this.
So before we get into the community, because I see some magic. I see magic happen. But for you guys to want to do something in person and then have to come to the realization that okay, it may not be the best time to do it, and now we have to, and I'm so sick of hearing this word, but we hear it all the time. You got to pivot, you got to pivot and then come up with something else. But before we get into how the community can really participate, I wanna highlight that I think that this may also be a benefit to to do things virtually, to really ask the community now virtually to be part of this. If we were in person, it would be just that one person, in person event. So we may not have everybody that can fully participate. So now that it's virtual, we can really send out the signal, to get people involved, regardless of what part of Delaware they're in. If they have a cell phone, uh, camera, which you guys are gonna get into just briefly. But I want to highlight the benefit of that, being able to really reach a lot more people. You mentioned Oya Delaware, WBLC, and anytime you talk about WBLC, to me that's a big deal. This is not just a one and done kind of thing. Let's do it really quickly. You guys really thought this out. So again, kudos to policy and law and your magic, whatever you do, Marcella, to make those connections. I think this is a big deal. But before we call on the community, what is disability pride? Denise, if you could give a little bit of that, and I know we talked before, but if you could give me a little bit of what that means and possibly some examples to help people understand what the ask is.
Yep. We're going to bring you all out of that closet. We're going to out you, every one of you, for your pride. And you're going to either stand up, sit down, or put your butt in a sling and come on out and join us, no matter what it is. Because you know what? Your disability can be an asset and you can be prideful. All marginalized people should have that pride that's never exposed and everything. We hide it away in the corner in the back room, and others in the back of the bus and all that. Well, you're just going to have to come out and you're just going to have to show off because we want to see it. We want to see you being loud and proud. So you need to come and join us and have a doggone good time. And I'm not going to use any bad words yet. You'll have to come and see us, especially when we get to some of the segments like, what pisses you off? Think about it. We might ask you what pisses you off. I mean, think about it and come on out because disability is not a negative. You need to look at it as a positive. It's an asset. Where would you be if you didn't have your disability? Who would you know? Who would you be married to or going out with? Would you have kids? Would you not have kids? Where would you be working? You don't know that. I know that my life has been great, and I am really proud of it. And that's kind of what pride is, knowing your self worth and having confidence in it. So come on out and join us.
Denise, you said something very interesting just now. You used another word, but I'm gonna use the word ticked off. Things that tick you off. When it comes to disability, can you just give us a sneak peek? Because I don't want to give the whole thing away, but just a sneak peek of what uh what ticks you off.
What ticks me off? Somebody coming up and putting their hand on my shoulder, maybe, and telling me what I should do. Like somebody coming up and saying, if you tried really hard, you might be able to stand up or do a little more, have a little more stamina. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. I'm 75 years old. I got a lot to do, and there's a lot of stuff piling up in my brain, and some of it starts to fall out when you get to this age. So I forget what I think I want to do instead. You know, my idea is, what did I always want to do that I couldn't? Might be singing. I'm really bad at it. Like somewhere over the rainbow. See, it doesn't work for me, and I can't do it. Boo hoo.
You might can't sing, but you're a really good painter. I've seen a lot of your work, so singing may not be the thing for you, but painting is, and I think that's something you're pointing out here that if you embrace, whatever your life is, I'm not even gonna say a challenge, because I think sometimes we look at everything as a challenge.
Yeah,
It's not a challenge if it's my life, you know.
right.
And I learned how to embrace it. And I used to be the one like peeking out of the closet, looking at people that were before me. Do I want to come out? Do I stay in here? Uh, but it was really being around people such as yourself and Jamie, who has gone on, and John, and people that have worked before me that really gave me the courage to say, you know what? I don't have to hide this. If I do this right, I can use this to my advantage, and this could really be the catalyst for my life. So Derek, really quickly, because I said I wanted to make this short, but what's one thing that ticks you off?
Oh my. Denise and I share a lot of the same sentiment. I mean, it's just a little awkward, the awkward pats on the head, the oh, you're such an inspiration, or hey, little buddy, I never saw you out. It's good seeing you out today,
Yeah,
or social interactions at the bar. It's just anything. It's just little things. Um, I would think some things that people may not even realize. I think it just happens organically through interaction, and people take advantage of that. And they say, "Well, I
yeah,
didn't even think that bugged you." There's no really one thing. It's just it just happens. And in our segment, you're going to see some. We got some funny little skits we're putting together. So just for brainstorming, I haven't been around that long, but I've definitely been in some weird social interactions that'll make you laugh and make you scratch your head and say, what's going on with this? What's going on here? And so I
yeah.
think I think we're gonna have some fun with it, and I encourage other people, other individuals to really share those stories as well, because hey, we may not like talking about it, but it's
Yeah,
embrace the quirkiness of that situation, embrace the
yeah,
uniqueness of that interaction, and have fun with it. Don't always be serious all the time. You can't don't get offended, and just
all
just
right.
just be open and just have fun with it. Life,
Yeah.
we only have we
Go
only
ahead.
have one life. We only have one life, and it's best not to take ourselves too seriously, and others as well. You can't. It's just take it as it comes. Really.
And I
And
like the
well,
fact.
I think that that's what you'll see as a thread through all the videos and all the presentation segments is about that. It's just This is your life. And in fact, one of our segments is living our best life. And then, the one that we're going to be asking the community is, what does disability pride mean to you? And so that everything that Derek just said actually is a thread throughout everything that we're hoping to accomplish through this presentation.
So Marcella, you just led to it. So now I'm gonna stick you
Oh,
with telling how can people from the community get involved and what's needed to get involved. Can you can you tell us what needs to be done in order to be part of this?
well, there's two segments that we're really hoping that the community will get involved in, and the more people from the community that do get involved, the more successful this will be. One is, what does disability pride mean to you? And I mean, Derek and Denise maybe can talk more of an example of what that looks like, but we're just seeking little short clips, 3 to 5 seconds of answering that question. And if you go to the DDC website, I'm sure, Emmanuel, you'll have the link to the website on the bottom of the
I sure
screen.
will.
And all the instructions are there of how you can do it and where do you submit it. It's very, very simple. If for whatever reason that's something that's uncomfortable for you, Emmanuel has graciously offered to actually film that. So all you need to do is contact me or Emmanuel, and Emmanuel, I also assume the emails will be on the bottom.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so just email us, and we'll help you in whatever you need in terms of support. And then the other segment that we need on is that we really want to showcase the diversity within our community. And we're looking for, again, clips, video clips. We don't care about the audio because the audio is going to be edited out, but just showing, people living their lives, people at barbecues and beaches and sporting events, just living your lives. And we really want to just showcase the beautiful richness and diversity that our community has.
Every
Well,
unique person. Do you know there's
Absolutely.
130,000 people with disabilities in the state of Delaware? Come on. We should be able to find at least several dozen of them, right? Come on, show off.
I
so
didn't.
like
Tell us what you got.
so like Denise said, we know you're out there. We know you're out there. We got the levers to prove it. So we are calling all of you out. As Denise said, show up and show out. And if you're gonna show up, you might as well show out. So now is the time and the opportunity to do that. And as Marcella said, I will put the link to the DDC website down in the description. I'm also going to put my contact email along with Marcella's contact email for you to contact her. I will also provide the phone number for the Delaware Developmental Disability Council office for you to call me if the email is something that you are not able to do. I will have the phone number there. But before we go, I want to, being I may not be in the that tick me off segment, one of my ticked off moments I used to hear all the time in school, especially from females. They would say, I would date you, but you're in a wheelchair. Well, you know what? If you gotta say all that, I don't think I want to date you anyway. But when, but, but when I was younger, it would irk my nerves. It would irk. Now that I'm a little older, it's like, okay, that wasn't the one for me anyway. Uh, but that was just my TikTok moment. We could probably, all three of us, could probably get together and write a book uh, of that tick me off moments. Better yet, in Denise's words, what pissed me off. So that's something we might want to consider talking about offline.
Hey
Cause
man, hey, join the party. That's happened to me many times, brother. You just got to get used to it after a while. I'm like, I need someone with a little bit more open mind. I'll catch you later. See
yeah,
you
yeah.
later.
But you know what? You know what? I'm very fortunate though. After all those, I've been married. I just celebrated 12 years of marriage, and then Denise, she beat me by a long shot. So we know that love is possible. And Marcella, thank you again. And you talked about the different segments and things that people can look out for, and love is one of those. So again, we hope that you will open the closet, as Denise said, and peek your head out. Come and participate virtually, and come watch us on the big screen. We're gonna be on WBOC. I can't say that enough. So even if you are at home and you don't submit your video, which we hope you will, but if you don't, please check us out as we appear several times on
It will be on
the
Delmarva Life in the week of July 26th. Every single day that week, they'll feature a segment.
well, there you go. Marcella gave you the dates, gave you the show title and everything.
This
So
commercial brought to you by Pride Without Prejudice.
That's right.
yeah. Per- Perfect. And anytime wherever Denise is a good time. So you definitely want to be a part of that. Thank you all again. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And as I'm gonna say, continue to be who you are and be proud of it. Thank you again, and everybody have a great day.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Take care. Sure.